What is up, everybody? J Nell here with my UFC 224 recap video that happened this past Saturday. I hope you saw it. It was a card from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And like I said, all the cards that happen in Brazil are good. It's something about the energy there, the crowd there, the fighters there, whether they're Brazilian or not Brazilian, whether they're known, unknown, old, young, it doesn't matter. They always seem to put on a show. And this one lived up to all the hype, surpassed all expectations. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, there was 11 finishes. Okay, so please check this card out if you get a chance. Now, on to my predictions. I made predictions for the entire, this braid right here is like, blah, blah. Okay. I made 5 predictions and I got 4 out of 5. So it was a very good night for me. Let's get into it. Let me stop it. I'm sorry, y'all. Let's get into it. First up with the legends. I chose Machida to beat Vitor Belfort, and boy, did he. I thought this would be maybe a 3-round decision, maybe a late finish, but let's get into it. The first round was kind of a little lackluster. You could tell that the crowd was getting a little restless. They were feeling each other out. Vitor was trying to gauge the range and try to get a hold of Machida. Machida was darting in and out. When they did clinch up or whatever, nothing really happened. So again, the crowd was getting a little restless there. But round 2, though, they came out, a little bit of feeling each other out, and then it's almost like the fight stopped. Like just this lull happened where there was space between them. Machida did this little stutter thing with the front leg. It was just enough to have Vitor get his attention there for a split second. And then he threw up the back leg, front kick to the face, knocked Vitor all the way out. Sleep. He fell straight back, chin back, head hit the ground, plop, out. I mean, I don't know if this was worse than the other front kick to the I don't know. But this was devastating. And of course, they know each other. They both respect each other. So Machida just he just stood there. There was no ground and pound. He knew there was no need. He just stood there with his hands on his hips for a bit. And then he bowed. And then he got on his knees. So it was very respectful. And then he got up. He called out Michael Bisping, which I can't say I hate on that. I'm not hating on that. So let me know who you think Machida should fight next. He looked in great shape, great conditioning, and also not to be missed. Mr. Vitor Belfort has had a great career in the UFC. He's been there, I believe they said 25 years, which I didn't even realize it was that long. We've seen him since I believe he was, 21, 18, something like that. He became a light heavyweight champion, multiple divisions, has wins over, a slew of stars and former champions and all of that. He's had an amazing career spreading the sport, not only here in the United States, but of course in Brazil, where he's basically a living legend. And, he retired. Yes, he left his gloves there in the octagon. So I believe first ballot Hall of Famer there, definitely. And despite all of the controversy with the TRT and all of that business, he still, even after that, still managed to give us great shows where whether he was knocking out Bisping with the kick or getting knocked out himself with the kick. Either way, when Vitor fought, you knew there would be excitement. That's been his entire career. So, thank you, Vitor Belfort. And I wish you goodness in your future endeavors. He's talked about a Legends League, something like that. So whatever you choose to do next, I wish you good fortune. Thank you. Now, on to my next pick. I chose John Linacre to beat Bryant, and boy, did he. Although this was a good fight. These two, what are they? They're bantamweights. Everything they threw, you could hear. Smack, punches, kicks, smack, everything. For all 3 rounds. This was a hard-hitting fight, and Bryant wears damage well. I thought that John got the best of it pretty much the entire time, but although I believe it was the second round where Bryant actually was able to stun and move John Linacre back, so he had his moments, although I do think John was winning this entire fight. I think he just had more cleaner punches, longer combinations. He just landed cleaner, harder, basically. He even got him down at one point. This ended in the 3rd round, closer to the end of the 3rd round, where he landed, I believe it was a left that knocked Bryant down, maybe even knocked him out, and then when he hit the canvas, knocked him back awake. A couple of shots later, ref stopped the fight. Great stoppage, great win for John Linacre. He stays up there in that top 5. I think he was like ranked number 3 or something like that, number 2 before this fight. So I believe the winner of TJ Cody might be, especially if it's Cody, because he lost to TJ. So if Cody wins the fight, you could really start barking for a title shot. But who do you guys think should be next for Mr. John Linacre? Now, next up, I got that pick. I don't know if I said that. Anyway, next up. got this pick as well. My pick of Mackenzie Dern to beat Amanda Cooper. And we all know the controversy. She came in 7 pounds overweight. There are people like Dominic Cruz and Tyron Woodley are saying she probably did it on purpose as a strategy to be heavier. That's pretty much a whole weight class heavier. That is unacceptable on every level. She knows that as a career mixed martial artist. You know, she's been doing jiu-jitsu since she was a young girl. Her father teaches it, is a world famous. So she knows better. I know she missed her flight. I know there was a changing of camps or something like that. There was a lot of drama. Her head was probably not into it. She blamed it on her diet. Yeah, I would say it was your diet. But either way, yeah. And she's getting shamed. She's getting made fun of even after the win. So I'm pretty sure, I hope you won't do this again. And in fact, the part of the problems with her getting into the UFC is they was wondering if she could make the weight. So yeah, you got to get this together. It's just unacceptable on all levels, and I believe she knows that. So I just hope that she gets it together, because she has got a lot of eyes on her, a lot of heat on her, potential star. If she gets that together, she'll have a title shot in no time. So it'll behoove you, girl, to get your diet together. Even with that way, even if you do miss a flight or something, you don't miss weight by 7 pounds as a female. That's actually crazy. They don't even really walk around that much heavier than their weight. So that's nuts. So after saying all that, she finished Amanda Cooper in the first round, connected with the right, dropped her, didn't expect that. Then she snatched up that neck real quick, rear naked choke, tap, tap, winner! And she would be able to celebrate that. And we'd all be able to celebrate that with her much more if she didn't miss weight by so much. If it was like a pound or two, okay. But 7 pounds, great win. Who do you think should be next for Mackenzie Dern? Now, on to the only fight that I missed, the co-main event, and I chose Jacare Souza to beat Kelvin Gastelum, and he did not. This was the only decision on the entire card as well. Kevin Gastelum won the, I believe it was a 3-round split decision. In fact, it was split decision. This is real close. This is real close. First round went to Jacare. Not only was he able to take him down, but he was able to attack him with several submissions, the arm, the neck, and all of that. So first round went to Jacare. Second round, Kelvin managed to clip Jacare, knocking him down. He got the top position, was manning some ground and pound. Jacare was able to get up, but Kelvin, he was stunned that entire time in that second round. So Kelvin was able to get the better of the stand-up game, land more shots. He was the one initiating contact, moving forward. So the second round went to Kelvin. And after the second round, Jacare went to pop a squat, not even where his corner was. It seemed like he was all the way out of it still. Almost like, wow, how did he survive the rest of that round? Third round comes in. Jacare was able to get a little bit of that back, but again, I believe that Kelvin got the better of it. He was still able to stun him again. He was still walking forward more, initiating contact more. However, Jacare, especially towards the end, I believe stunned Kelvin finally. Kelvin's got a chin. I don't want to be racist, but you know, especially in boxing, the Mexicans are known for just, you got to hit him in the head with a brick to knock him out. And Kelvin seems to have that traditional trademark Mexican iron chin, man. Look it up. He got a chin, man. So he was able to take the shots that Jacare landed cleanly and just keep going. And the shots that he landed clearly had an effect on Jacare, and the face showed it afterwards as well. So even though Jacare put on a flurry towards the end there and got a little bit of that back, it was very, very close. I wouldn't mind folks thinking that it was a draw, but I'm okay with Kelvin Gastelum getting this split decision. And of course, he says he wants to sit out until he gets a title shot. So you let me know who you think should be next for Kelvin Gastelum, beating the number two or number 3 ranked guy, I believe, in Jacare. Should he sit out? Who knows? Because if Romero beats Whitaker, there could be a third match. So he could be sitting out for possibly a year. You know what I'm saying? So you let me know what you think Kevin Gastelum should do, who he should fight next, or who should he sit out. Now, do you agree? Did he win? Did Jacare win? Rematch, everything about that fight. Now, main event, I got this pick, and still the UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion, Miss Amanda the Lioness Nunes. She successfully defended her title. I think this is the third title defense now for Amanda, third or fourth. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. She's starting to rack them up. All right. She finished there in the 5th round, and the fight pretty much all went the same way. The second round, I believe, was the best round for Raquel. She defeated Raquel Pennington. Did I say that? If I didn't, I apologize. She got the better of the stand-up game. I thought Raquel tried to take her down, but Amanda, she did actually get her down at one point. I believe that was in the second round when she was initiating contact. Because at first she was just standing back with her back up against the cage, and it looked like she was just looking to counter, grapple, counter punch, and that was not working. She was basically just a fish out of water, sitting there waiting to get tagged, basically. So her corner in between rounds told her, you need to initiate contact, and she did that in the second round. And she actually did lay a little bit of hands on Amanda, and she actually did manage to get her down, but she couldn't mount much of an offense because, again, Amanda Nunes is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. So she had enough to be able to get back up and take position, actually, and she didn't mount much of an offense at all, actually, when Amanda was on top. In fact, the first time the ref stood them back up. So anyway, the first, second, third, fourth rounds were pretty much all went the same, where Amanda just simply got the better of the striking. In the fourth round especially, there was some knees that started, there was kicks that she started landing from the beginning that hampered Raquel's movement from the beginning. In the very first round, she was landing some kicks where she would land the kick on the leg, and it would completely, Raquel would fall down. So these were hard kicks. You could even see some bruising. So she just really picked her apart from head to toe from the beginning. As the fight went on, she kind of started concentrating on the upper half, the body and the head. She went away from the leg kicks a little bit there. She went to also the clinch work, the knees to the face. And the knees to the face, I believe, broke Raquel's nose in the fourth round. We started seeing blood there. Now here's the controversy. At the end of the fourth round, she went back to her corner and she said, "I'm done." 1. Then she said, "I want to be done." 2. Her coach says, no. She says clearly, "Yes." 3. Her coach tells her to push through. "I know it hurts. Give it all you got." Basically talks her back into the fight, and she goes back out there. And when she goes back out there, she gets taken down. Some elbows to the face that basically are the words of the commentators there. We just basically saw her nose explode. And on the ground, the blood just started gushing. The nose messed up. And eventually she turned around, gave up the back, Amanda wailing on her, and the ref stopped the fight. Great stoppage. The fight was over, clearly over. And the controversy is, should her team have thrown in the towel? Let me know what you think. Real quick, what I think. Miesha Tate did say, my first initial thing is, your coach being separate from the situation, having a different perspective, knowing you, truly knowing you as a fighter as they're supposed to be able to pull things out of you when even you think they aren't there. Her body was physically there, so maybe her coach knew better, knew that she just was doubting herself in that moment, and that she would be kicking herself if she actually quit and didn't follow through. Maybe her coach knows her better than we do, and that was the right thing for her. Or maybe the coach should have listened to the fighter, who not once, but twice, but thrice said she wanted out of the fight, and then went back in there and possibly suffered far more damage than she would have in the first place, which would hamper her career in the future and all of that. So 3 times, that's what, if she would have said it once and he would have talked her out of it and then sent her back in, then I would agree completely with Miesha Tate, actually. I'd have been like, you know what, that was a moment she doubted herself. Her coach knows her better than we do. I have to side with the coach. But 3 times, maybe she should have thrown in the towel. How well do her coaches know her? How long have they been with her? Now I'm questioning those things because I'm not that familiar with her team. Now I'm questioning that. You let me know what you thought of that entire situation. A great win, bloody win, dominant win for Amanda Nunes, and her and Raquel are friends because she trains with Raquel's fiance, Tisha Torres, who is in the same camp. They're all really good friends, so I know that was hard for Amanda to do, but got to do what you got to do. Like she says, she doesn't let an injured fighter off the hook. So who would you like to see next for Amanda Nunes? And I think she might hold this belt for a while. Let me know how you did on your picks. Any injury updates, especially on the nose and the controversy in that. Do you agree with the co-main event? Let me know everything. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, where I will have 15-second predictions and recaps. I'm on Snapchat now. Subscribe, like, talk to me, take care, and goodbye.